Hey y'all, hey, listen, sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews. For those my new subscribers, you all don't know that my husband, he knows that I started my YouTube channel in 2021 and I have a TikTok. So every now and again he'll send me videos that we either talk about or he wants me to talk about or do a video about. So he just sent me this one, and I thought this was very interesting. Let's check it out.
Is it insecure of a man not to like or want you to dress sexy in order for you to be his wife?
What's sexy?
What I got on, like what I got on right now.
Oh, let me. I gotta get a good look at you. Let me see. Where your shirt at? Kitty, what do you think?
I think that sometimes some of y'all women really don't understand how territorial men are. It's different if you were covered up, but baby, you got tape on. So yes, of course, a man who knows how men are going to look at you, knowing that there's going to be men who are going to be predators or going to pursue you, he's right for saying that. That's not meaning that he's insecure. He's territorial. That's a man's nature, and that's absolutely okay. It's your responsibility as his woman to understand his nature and to also have boundaries with yourself, knowing what you are exposing yourself to. I'm going to say this. I'm going to be quick. I'm so glad I can have conversations with my husband because I asked him, we had a deep conversation. I said, what is it about women that will make you not wife her? And the first thing he said, the way she presents herself. That's coming from a man. Men will tell you that if you dress provocative, they're going to see you as an object. Stop calling men insecure. That is their God-given right to say, I don't want my woman to present herself out here because not only is she a representation of me, she's a representation of herself.
Get a hold of that. It's funny because I'm really happy that there are younger women talking about this, because a lot of times, women such as my age, like, oh, you out of touch, you don't know, blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing, I'm sure y'all got plenty to say about it, even the younger ones that say it. But she is so on point, and again, it gives me hope for the future. It gives me hope for the future. Because women, we think differently than men. And I'm sharing things because there were times in my youth I probably would have said, oh, you're just insecure. No, they are territorial, and what you fail to realize, or what we fail to realize, is that we're actually not looking out for their best interest, because if we step out looking like that, and like the young woman said, some men are predators, they're going to approach us as an object, and what's going to happen? Our man is going to defend our honor, which is putting them in a compromising position. So we're not looking out for them. We're not looking out for them. And that was not sexy. That was sluttish, what she was wearing. I'm not calling her a slut. I'm saying what she was wearing was sluttish. And, again, going back to my mom, she told me, again, particularly in college, not so much in high school, leave something to the imagination. And I remember, I'm looking back and, going back in the recesses of my mind, I remember, I wouldn't have too much out at one time. So if I had my back out, I had a longer dress. If I had my stomach out, okay, either pants or long skirt, something like that, but it was never in excess. And, at the time I had small boobs, so that wasn't really an issue. But it makes so much more sense now, leaving something to the imagination. And even with dresses that were form-fitting, they were skimming my body, not choking it. And it's so funny because my husband said before, when we started dating, he said that he was looking for women, because he's 2 years older than me, looking at women as young as 40 and as old as 60, because at the time he was 53. And he said to me, that was a lot. That's how many of them weeded themselves out, not only by how they dressed, how provocatively they dressed, but how they were overly aggressive with trying to get him into bed. The man is supposed to pursue. not to say that once you get them, and y'all in a relationship, you don't pursue. Because see, I let Mr. Randolph know when you get home, you're gonna get it. But chivalry, you understand? You understand? It's very important. Because, we want them to protect us, but sometimes protecting us is protecting us from our own decisions by putting our man in a compromising position because, again, we got our titties and ass out. And then, again, if a man come and smack us or rub us on our ass, we expect our man to fight over our honor or defend our honor. And, I'm hoping that the young woman was talking, was really receiving what she's saying, because a lot of times there would have been a time that I would have said the same thing. Or you're just insecure. Or you're trying to control me. That's not it. But I didn't really understand a man's nature. And a lot of times we don't understand a man's nature because we don't have those male influences in our lives. Like fathers. All right? Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with ya. In the words of Columbo, one more thing. Again, my mother used to say, the way that you will be addressed, something like, the way that you dress can determine how you are addressed. Now, before you say, well, it shouldn't matter. They should get to know me. Should and are two different things. Should be and is are two different things.